Do you know why marriages are failing and declining at such a fast rate? The statistics are shocking, but the reasons behind them are even more eye opening. What's the mindset of many couples getting married today? Why their marriage is doomed from the start? You see, my friend, there's a fundamental disconnect happening that no one is talking about. And in this episode, I am going to reveal the seven critical elements missing in marriages today. And if you're struggling in your marriage, if you're overwhelmed and you want to protect your marriage or your relationship from the forces tearing others apart, you need to understand these forgotten truths. Stay tuned to discover what's really at the core of lasting, joyful marriages. And that's what's coming up next, right here on Not Easily Broken. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the show. I am Doran. Number one, what is missing from marriages today? I'll tell you, God. People don't want God in their marriage. They pretend like they really want God. But do you really want God in your marriage? Do you really care about the fact that God must be at the core of your relationship? People pretend like they really want God. Because if you really want God at the center of your marriage, then you would treat him like he is the author of marriage. Because he is. He created it. You know, you have to treat him like he knows more about marriage than anyone else. My friends, I want to be real and blunt about this. Would you have a Mercedes Benz and take it to Toyota to get treated, to get service? No. Would you take it to BMW for maintenance? No, you wouldn't. What does BMW know about Mercedes Benz? Nothing. But why would you not yield your will and your marriage to God? Marriage is God's product. He created it. Marriage is spiritual. Marriage is a covenant relationship created in the Garden of Eden before the fall. The problem is that we are seeking man more than we seek God. We are looking for answers to a flawed human being when we need to look to God for answers. You know, my friend, if you haven't realized that everything that man touches, we mess it up. Yes, God give us a perfect world. We mess it up. Now we're trying to find another planet to live on. We have a beautiful marriage and we want to do it our way. And when our way doesn't work, we're trying to find another spouse rather than yield our will to the Lord, surrender our lives to God, seek God first and make him the center of our lives and our marriage relationship. That's the answer. That's missing. That's the core. The second thing that is missing from marriages today is forgiveness. There is no love without forgiveness, and there is no forgiveness without love. You know, my friend, your spouse might have hurt you. They did something to hurt you, yes. But they take ownership for it. They are not doing the offense anymore. They are a better person because of what happened. They learned from their mistakes. They have worked on themselves to become a better version of themselves because of what happened. And your unforgiven heart is holding them hostage in their past when you know that they are not living that lifestyle anymore. They are committed to becoming better. You know what, my friend? That is a form of manipulation. Did you know that? You see, a lot of couples today are doing exactly what I'm talking about to their spouse. You decided to stay in the marriage, right? In spite of what they did. You decided to stay. I am not condoning bad behavior. I don't approve or appreciate any spouse that intentionally do anything that jeopardize or impact or destroy the well-being and the welfare of another human being. I don't. But you say you have forgiven them. But every chance you get to remind them of what they did and what they didn't do, that's not what forgiveness looks like. You see, my friend, forgiveness is about healing your heart. It is about working on yourself. It's about learning how to forgive. It's about healing. It is about getting better so that you don't become bitter. Forgiveness is about letting go of the hurt so that you can live your best life, so that you can become a better version of yourself. It is about letting go and let God have his way. Because, God will bring you through every bad situation that you're going through. You see that pain that you're holding on to? It is allowing you, or it is preventing you from becoming your best self. You're becoming very toxic as a person. It is robbing you of seeing the good in your spouse, and it allowing you to become a shell of yourself until you let go of the weight and the burden. Jesus tells us to cast all our cares upon him because he cares for us. He said, "Come unto me, all ye that are weary and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Let it go so that you can grow and you can go. Number three, you know what's missing in marriage today? People who are unwilling to work on themselves and get better. That's what's missing. So many people come to marriage broken, including myself. I've been married for 31 years. And I came to the marriage broken, not understanding who I am as a man and what I need to do as a husband and the responsibility that comes with this assignment. I didn't have the data, the blueprint, the template. So many of us are hurting the person we profess to love because we are not in a healthy place as a person. I want you to listen to me, my friend. I always say this, that we all come to the marriage with a little bit of crazy. We come to the marriage with a little bit of dysfunctional and a little bit of brokenness. And then there are those, others, some people come to the marriage with a whole lot of crazy, a whole lot of bitterness, and a whole lot of brokenness. As a matter of fact, some people come to the marriage with a U-Haul truck full of stuff, and you unload and you unpacked all these different things that you should have dealt with in your season of singleness. You shouldn't have to unpack all of the trauma that you've been through. You know, your childhood trauma, your child abuse, or being abused as a grown person, physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse. These are big things, big issues. They cause big problems in marriages. These are things that are happening to you that might be preventing you from becoming the best version of yourself. It is stopping you from serving in your marriage at your highest level. And the truth is that you are bleeding on your spouse, and they're not the one hurting you. They're not the one cutting you. You are bleeding on the person you profess to love. You are bleeding on a person that didn't hurt you in the first place. And all of this, it is based on the things that happened in your past. You see, you are not fully maximizing your potential to love your spouse the way they desire to receive love from you because you don't really know how to love yourself. And you know what's sad about it, my friend? It is the fact that there's a lot of people that make excuses why they are the way they are, and you're telling your spouse that this is the way I am, and you marry me this way. No, cut it out. Stop. That's not the way you are. That's what you chose to become. That's what you decide to be. You decide to live that life. You know, you act like your spouse is supposed to accept your bad behavior. What kind of game is that? What kind of love is that? What kind of love are you demonstrating here? Your marriage will never outgrow who you are. The relationship that you have with your spouse reflects the relationship that you have with yourself. Your marriage is a reflection of the both of you, and your marriage will not get better until you get better. You don't have a marriage problem. We don't have a marriage problem in our society. What we have is people comes to the marriage with problems. We have people who create problems in the marriage based on their character, based on their moral standards and value. It will determine how you serve, how you live, what you do while you're in marriage. That's what we face in relationships today. Broken people that don't want to take ownership, don't want to grow. And we talk about personal growth so much in our coaching because that's where the core of the issues are. It is with you. You're not fixing the marriage, you're fixing yourself. Number 4, another thing that is missing in marriage today is couples who are not willing to serve each other in the marriage. So many couples come to marriage with this entitlement mentality. It is about what I can get. It's not about what you can give. It's always about you taking. It's about you are in the getting business rather than the serving business. Jesus said that I didn't come to be served, but I come to serve and to give my life as a ransom for many. It is about what you can do for your marriage. It's not about what your spouse can do for you, but that's where you are. It's about what you can get. Some spouse are just takers. You see, the real intention or their real intention is never to elevate their spouse to the next level. And the truth is, in a marriage, two people that comes to the marriage must be willing to help each other to become a better version of themselves. It is said that when the tide rises, all ship rise. When you grow, everything around you grow, including your marriage. Some spouse are a liability rather than being an asset. Some spouse are a burden and not a bridge. The last time I checked, true love is about what you give, not what you get. True love is about the experience that you create. And that experience can only be demonstrated or served through your actions. The Bible tells us in John chapter 3 and verse 16, for God so loved that he gave. You know, I always tell spouse that if you're going to compete in a marriage, the only competition you should have in a marriage is two people competing to see how they can render the best service to each other. A successful marriage is two people who are willing to lose themselves in the service of each other while finding themselves in the service of each other. It is all about service. It's about giving. Love is about serving. And when you learn to create love in your action, in your marriage, you are creating life. Number 5, what's missing in marriage today? Trustworthiness. That's what's missing in marriages today. People are not trustworthy. People are dirty. They're shady. They have a lot of secret. They have a lot of skeleton in the closet. I mean, they have a whole lot of stuff that is not good. You can't be like that, my friend, and have a successful marriage. You have to be trustworthy. Trust in a marriage is like what a foundation is to a building. Trust is one of the foundation of a successful marriage. It is one of the pillar that good marriages are built on. It is the building block of a lasting, successful marriage. And no marriage can last without it. Trust in a marriage is like what a foundation is to a building. It doesn't matter how good the building look on the outside. It doesn't matter the facade. It doesn't matter the trimmings and all of that stuff. It won't stand. It doesn't have a strong foundation. How can it stand against hurricane and earthquakes and tornadoes and all those different things? That's why you need a strong foundation, and you need one that is built on trust. You can't get away from that. Number 6, what is missing in marriage today? Selflessness. Yes, I said it. Selflessness. Selfish people do not do well in a marriage. If you are self-centered, you're better off staying single. I'm telling you, marriage is going to expose you for who you are and who you're not. It is a revealer of character. And it is one of the most powerful things that can show you how to grow and become a better version of you. But selfish people don't do well in a marriage. There are people that are married and acting single. Do you know that? I mean, what kind of game is that? So selflessness is important. Selfish people need to get your life right. Get your mind right. Number 7, here's what's missing. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 through 8. That kind of love is missing in marriages today. That kind of demonstration of true love. You know, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 through 8, it tells us that love is patient. It tells us that love is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not boast. Love is not proud. Love does not dishonor others. Love is not self-seeking. Love is not easily angered. Love keeps no record of what's wrong. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoice in the truth. Love always protects. Love always trusts. Love always hopes. Love always perseveres. And verse 8, it says, love never fails. Can you imagine if we would show up in our marriage with this kind of act of love? Can you imagine if we would really lean in and demonstrate these kind of attributes and character to our spouse? That's what's missing in marriages today. Absolutely. You don't feel and then you act, my friend. You act to create the feelings. The act of love leads to emotion. The act of love leads to intimacy. The act of love leads to trustworthiness. The act of love leads to security. The act of love leads to great friendship. The act of love leads to vulnerability. The act of love leads to a thriving marriage. You don't feel and then you act to create the feelings. If it was up to my feelings, I wouldn't even be married right now. But it's up to my faith, it's up to my conviction, it's up to my dedication, it's up to my honesty, it's up to my desire and my decision to show up and do the work. That's love. But I want to challenge you. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep making excuses, or are you going to make decisions to do the right thing? Are you going to keep making these excuses while your marriages are failing? Or are you going to make decision to call on God and believe in God and take God at his word and know that all things work together for good to them that love the Lord? You have to make a decision that, man, I'm going to do this thing right. You have to make a decision that you're not going to pat a cake with it. You're not going to pitter-patter at it. No. You're going to dive in and give it everything that you've got. It's a decision. That's what it's going to take to become the best version of you. God is expecting you and your spouse to enjoy the best that you both can offer each other. Are you going to show up in your marriage every day? Or are you going to keep making excuses every day? Are you going to commit to the person that you chose to love? You made a vow to love and to cherish, to honor and to respect your spouse. When you say yes to your spouse, you say no to everyone else. When you say, I will to your spouse, you say, I won't to everyone else. When you say, I do to your spouse, you say, I don't to everyone else. My friend, this is what it's about. This is what it's about. Your marriage will never be better than you are. Your marriage will never outgrow who you are. Your marriage will never shine brighter than what light you shine on it and in it. Because when you say, I will to your spouse, you're saying, I won't to everything and everyone that is trying to distract you. And that's what it's about. It is about two people committing to each other under the mighty hand of God and rely on God as the source that can help them to build a better you so that you can be better equipped to love and serve in your marriage. We don't have a marriage problem. What we have is broken people who are jacked up, who are messed up, and don't want to take responsibility, don't want to take ownership, and they keep on making excuses as to why their marriage is failing. And so, my friend, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sharing. And if you're watching via YouTube, hey, listen, give it a like. Give it a like and please subscribe. If you are watching via podcast on your favorite podcast platform, I'm asking you, please, to give it a 5-star rating and also please give it a review. Thank you again. May God bless you. Keep working, keep going, keep becoming. Your best is yet to come, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Oh, by the way, if you'd like to know more about our marriage makeover coaching program, there is a link in the description. Go book a free clarity call with us so that you can learn more and see if you fit what we're teaching and how we are transforming lives all over the world in our program, helping couples to build a better marriage. And we teach you that through personal growth, spiritual growth aligned with the Word of God. My friend, listen, just book a call with us and you'll know what I'm talking about. May God bless you. I cannot wait to see you in the next one.